What's up, guys? Let's do some more SQL. Today we're going to talk about more subqueries, which are again nested queries inside another query that'll run first and give our results to our outer query. We're going to introduce another window function, and let's get into it. So here we have a question: maximum transaction each day, and we just have one table, transactions. And we have our transaction ID, which is our primary key, the day, and the amount that was made on that day for that transaction. So we need to write a solution to report the IDs of the transactions with the maximum amount on their respective day. If in one day there are multiple such transactions, you want to return all of them. And then we want to order it by our transaction ID in ascending order. So let's look at our example here. So here we have a bunch of transactions, different days, and the amount. So let's just go through these and say, here's our day. And let's put our amount here. And so let's say on 4/3, we had an amount of 57, right? And then this gives us our transaction ID of 8, right? And then we have on 4/28, we had an amount of 21, which isn't our highest. So we have 28 here and 28 here. So 40 should be our highest. So 40. And then transaction ID 5. And then on 4/9 or 4/29, we actually have 2 transactions which are the max, but we need to return both of them. So somehow we need to return 1 and 6, right? So how do we do that? Well, that's where our window function would come in. We can't just do an aggregate function and just get the max, and group it by our day, right? We can't just do that. It would be better in this case to do a window function. So we could partition it by the day, and we could then order it by our amount. So we could have something like, so say this is 57, and then we could give it a rank, like a rank of 1. And then let's say here we give this a rank of 1. Let's erase this. And let's say on 4/28, hopefully this is readable. Let's say amount of 21, and the ID is 9, and we'll give this a rank of 2 since it's less. And then we have 4/29, and we have 2 that match. So say we have the amount of 58 and transaction ID 1, and we'll give it rank 1. And again, 58, and this is for transaction ID 6, but we don't want to give it a different rank, right? We want to give it the exact same rank, so 1, because they're equal, right? And that's where we can use dense rank for our window function instead of just rank or row number. Like in the last video, we used row number, but here we're going to use dense rank because the same values, if it's ordered by the same value, we'll get the exact same ranking, right? And basically, we want to use this as our subquery, and we just want to get rid of everything that doesn't have a rank of 1. Right? So we'll get rid of this one, this row. And that means we get 8, 5, 1, and 6. We need to order it, so it's 1, 5, 6, and 8, which is our answer. Right? So let's get into coding, and hopefully this will make more sense. So here we have our editor, and let's first do our subquery, right, with our dense rank. And we just need our transaction ID. Let's just do our transaction ID. And let's do our dense rank. Dense rank. And we need to do it over. And we want to partition by our transaction day. And then we want to order by our transaction amount in descending order, right? We want to have the highest value on top. And let's call this rank. And we'll say from transactions. Let's take a look at what this looks like. So, like in our example, here we have our different ranks. And we just want to make sure we get everything with a rank of 1. As you can see here, 1 and 6 are the same. And let's do that. Let's stick in our transaction amount, just so this is a little bit more clear. Yeah, so as you can see, 1 and 6, they have an equal amount and they have the exact same rank. And these are on the same day based on our example. So 1 and 6, they're from the same day, right? So let's make this a subquery. And all we have to do is do a where rank is 1 and then order it by our transaction ID. So let's just go ahead and do that. Transaction ID from. This is our subquery. Where rank equals 1. We want to order by transaction ID in ascending order. Let's run this. Cool. And this worked. So hopefully you learned something. Thanks for watching.